Okay, welcome back everybody to the Matplotlib series. Within my channel today, we're going to be covering bar graphs within Matplotlib, or commonly known as histograms or bar charts. So the first step that we want to do is to obviously import Matplotlib as a package so we can use it within our Python file. So to do this, it's just import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Now you can call that as whatever you want. It's just quite conventional to be called PLT, but you could name that whatever you want really, and then you could call on Matplotlib as that name you've now given it. Okay, so once we've done that, we need to move on to actually getting some values. So getting some values that we can actually make a bar chart out of, or a histogram. Those values also commonly need a label. They can go without a label, but it's very hard for anyone looking at your histogram to know what pieces of data and what readings and what bars are symbolizing data for what type of thing. So the most convenient way I can think of doing this with Matplotlib that works is using a dictionary to hold the labels as keys and then hold the number values as those keys values. So that looks a little something like this. I'm just going to call this dictionary data. And for example, we can just have, let's say, letters in the alphabet as our labels. So we have A. Let's say A is 10. We have B. B 20. C. Be 30, and we'll get a normal distribution kind of look going. So we'll make D 20, comes back down, and we'll make E to be 10. So we'll make E 10 as well. Alright, so now we have a data dictionary that we can use to plot our data onto a histogram. So what you want to do after this is symbolize which parts of this dictionary you want to be the values and the labels. So this is normally done by putting them into their respective lists from this dictionary and then using those lists to then be the data that Matplotlib actually takes in to plot on the histogram. So I'm just going to call the first list value. So I'm just going to call the first list labels. And then we're going to make a list of the data keys. So this will get all of these keys in our dictionary that we made up here, and it will put them into a list, which will then be our labels list that will be used to plot within our histogram as the labels for our bars. So now we need to do the same thing with the values. So I'm just going to name this one values. Same process. We're calling on the dictionary that we call data. This time we want the values from the dictionary, not the keys. So this will get all these number values. So now we have these two lists that we can use to plot. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is create a figure. So this is just lets me create the size of the Matplotlib's prompt figure that it plots out to us. So the entire window. So how you can do this is just PLT, so we're calling on the package now, and we just have to write figure. And now we can set some settings for the figure. Now there's a lot of settings, as you can see, that you can do within this figure command, or not command, figure function. So it's a function that you can do within a Matplotlib pyplot. So, but the one we're looking for is fig size. So it's just called fig size. And then you want to do equals. And then you want to put your dimensions in here. So I'm going to go with something like, say, I'll get it nice and quite big. It's 10 by 15 by 5. So now we have, it will be of the dimensions 15 by 5 when it plots out from our original Matplotlib prompt. So when you run the program and Matplotlib comes up, the whole window size will be of that size. Okay, now we're moving on to actually plotting the bar graph. So how we do that is we simply do plt to call on Matplotlib as a package, and then we just do bar. So now it's making a bar chart. Different to a line graph, how we just called plot. When you just call plot, it would just almost always make a line graph. You can make that kind of look different with a bit of styling and changing the icons and the colors and things like that, but it will default to plotting a line graph. So how this is opposed to a bar graph is using the bar function instead. Okay, and this just goes just like how a line graph went in our previous video. Now we just have to put in the labels first. So we're going to put in labels because that's the name of our dictionary that holds all our labels. And then we're going to put in values as the second parameter. Now, this would plot a bar graph. Another thing I like to add for bar graphs is a width setting. So this will be how wide our bars are, each individual bar. So I'm just going to set this to 0.5. You can make that whatever you want. I just think 0.5 is a good size, not too big, but not ridiculously tiny. So to see a bar graph, all you would have to do after this is do plt.show, and you can run your Python program, and you'll get the base model of a bar graph. So here we go here. The dimensions are a bit off. I think I made it way too wide, but you can rescale it. But here we go. As we can see, we have our A. So our A was 10, so it goes up to 10 here. We have our B, C, and so on. Now I'm just going to teach you a few extra things that are convenient, which is in terms of a title and some X labels and some Y labels. I know I ran through them in my previous video, and this might even be my first video that you guys have stumbled upon. So I want to make sure I have everyone caught up in these videos. Okay, so to plot a title for the entire histogram or bar chart, we just have to do plt.title, and it's as simple as writing a string in here for what you want the title to be. So I'm just going to write our bar graph. And for an X label, similar process, but you want to call in the X label function, but then again, just writing a string of what you want the X label to be. So we're going to say letters, because ours are letters. And then our Y label is just going to be size. I guess our letters have sizes. So now if we run the same thing, run this, and you'll see we have, this is the title up here. This is our X-axis label, Y-axis label, and we have quite a nice looking bar graph now from quite a simple 15-line file of Python code, thanks to Matplotlib and its ease of use and quite beautiful styling as well. I just want to go over now some quick little tips and tricks to do with bar graphs and Matplotlib as a whole. Firstly, I want to address colors, so you can change the color of your bars within your bar chart. This is just like how the width command is used, but it's just the command called color. So that's color equal, and then you just write a string with the color's name. Now, sometimes it might not work because it has to be a Matplotlib color that Matplotlib has, and there's a large gallery of colors that they do have, and there's even more like off-brand, I guess, third-party colors that can be used as well, which if you're ever looking at Matplotlib code within the internet, they are normally little hashtag little passages of code like that. That's symbolizing towards a color, but it just is third party, so it doesn't have an official name within Matplotlib. But I'm just going to use a core color that I know will plot. By core colors, I mean a blue will work, a yellow, a red, a green, a black, so on. So if we do blue, and we run this again, now all our bars are blue. So that's how you change colors to your bars. Alright guys, that's basically it for the basics for a Matplotlib bar chart within Python. I'll be going over a pie chart in the next video, so if you want to learn about them, Matplotlib can do them as well. I just want to give a little bit of a message to anyone that was coming here to learn a bit more than they did today. This is a basic series within Matplotlib. In the future, I'll be going over in-depth settings and in-depth methods that you can use within Matplotlib to start to create some really cool things. But I just want to get anyone that's new to Matplotlib familiar with how to get something working in Matplotlib with all their different methods, being bar charts, line graphs, pie charts, and so on. So without further ado, I hope you enjoyed this video and could take something away from it that helped you out with something that you were trying to do within your code, or you at least got an insight on how Matplotlib works within code, or how a lot of graphs you see today that are computerized are generally made. Obviously, they're a lot more complex than the one we made in this video, but they're made with code just like we did today. So that's pretty cool. Matplotlib is responsible for a lot of graphs that are seen on the internet today, and I think that's pretty cool that you can just jump into that for free and learn that yourself. So I just want to thank you for watching. If you liked this video, leave it a like. If you didn't, leave it a dislike. And I hope I see you in the next one. We'll be covering pie charts. Alright, I've been Sxlly.